Almost nobody reacts correctly when their brakes start squealing. Most people ignore it. Some spray random chemicals on the rotors. Others waste hundreds replacing parts that were never bad in the first place. But brake squeal is actually a warning signal. It can reveal overheating, vibration problems, uneven pad deposits, seized hardware, rotor damage, or installation mistakes most drivers never notice. And if you miss the real cause, that tiny noise can slowly destroy your entire braking system. So today, we're going through 15 brake fixes mechanics, racers, and brake specialists use to eliminate squealing the right way. Some fixes cost almost nothing. Some can add years to your brake life. And one hidden mistake causes more repeat brake noise than almost anything else on the road. Some of these fixes are simple. Some are surprisingly advanced. And fix number 1 causes more mysterious brake squeal than almost anything else on the road. Let's begin. Fix number 15, rotor glaze sanding. Most drivers think shiny rotors are a good thing. They're not. When brakes overheat from constant use, long downhill driving, heavy traffic, or riding the brakes, the rotor surface becomes glazed. Instead of having microscopic texture for grip, the surface turns smooth like glass. That smooth surface reduces friction and creates the classic high-pitched squeal. The solution is carefully sanding the rotor face with fine grit sandpaper or a brake scuff pad using a crosshatch pattern. Done properly, the rotor regains texture, pad grip improves, and braking becomes noticeably quieter. Fix number 14, directional pad installation. Many premium brake pads are directional, but most drivers never notice. That small arrow stamped onto the pad backing plate matters a lot more than people think. These pads are engineered to contact the rotor at a specific angle. If installed backward, the pad drags improperly against the rotor surface, creating vibration, uneven wear, and constant squealing. The brakes still work, which makes this issue hard to diagnose, but performance and pad life suffer badly. If your brakes started squealing shortly after a brake job, this is something worth checking immediately. Fix number 13, hub face cleaning. Hidden behind your rotor is one of the most overlooked causes of brake vibration. Rust buildup on the wheel hub. Even tiny amounts of corrosion prevent the rotor from sitting perfectly flat. That creates microscopic wobble while driving, known as rotor runout. The result? Pulsation, uneven pad contact, vibration, and squealing. The fix is simple, but extremely effective. Use a wire brush or drill-mounted cut brush to clean the hub surface completely before reinstalling the rotor. Professional mechanics who always do this step eliminate a huge percentage of brake complaints before they ever start. Fix number 12, titanium shim upgrade. Standard rubber back shims work fine under normal conditions, but aggressive driving generates enormous heat, sometimes over 700 degrees Fahrenheit. Over time, regular shims lose their ability to absorb vibration. Titanium shims solve this problem by acting as both a vibration damper and a heat barrier. They reduce heat transfer into the caliper and brake fluid while improving pedal consistency. The difference is especially noticeable during repeated hard braking. Less fade, less noise, better brake feel. Fix number 11, morning flash rust. This one sounds terrifying, but is usually completely normal. You start your car in the morning, back out of the driveway, and hear grinding or scraping from the brakes. Most drivers instantly panic, but in many cases, it's just flash rust. Overnight moisture creates a thin layer of oxidation on the rotor surface. The first few brake applications scrape it away. If the sound disappears after a few stops, your brakes are probably fine. Only persistent grinding after extended parking should concern you. Fix number 10, guide pin silicone service. Inside floating brake calipers are guide pins that allow the caliper to slide smoothly. When these pins seize from corrosion or dried grease, the caliper twists unevenly during braking. That uneven pressure creates heat buildup, pad drag, vibration, and squealing. The fix involves removing the pins, cleaning them thoroughly, inspecting the rubber boots, and applying fresh silicone brake grease. And this part matters. Never use standard grease here. Petroleum grease damages the rubber boots and creates even bigger problems later. Fix number 9. Ceramic anti-squeal paste. High temperatures destroy ordinary grease. That's why brake systems need specialized anti-squeal compounds. Ceramic brake paste absorbs microscopic vibrations between the brake pad backing plate and the caliper bracket before they become audible squeals. But application matters. The paste goes only on the metal backing plate, never on the pad friction surface. A thin layer is enough. Too much can contaminate the pads. Properly applied ceramic paste can completely silence an otherwise noisy brake setup. Fix number 8. Shim delamination check. Brake shims are made from multiple bonded layers designed to absorb vibration. But years of heat cycling slowly weaken those adhesive layers. Eventually, the shim begins separating internally, a condition called delamination. When this happens, the shim itself starts rattling and vibrating inside the brake assembly. The test is simple. Flex the shim gently in your hand. If you hear crackling or feel movement between layers, it's failing. Replace it immediately or temporarily reseal it using high-temp or TV silicone. Fix number 7. Proper pad bedding. Most people install new brake pads and immediately drive normally. That's a mistake. Brake pads need a proper bedding process to transfer an even friction layer onto the rotor surface. Without that layer, braking becomes noisy and inconsistent. The bedding process involves repeated controlled stops from progressively higher speeds with cooling time between each run. When done correctly, the rotor develops a smooth, even gray coating that dramatically reduces squealing and vibration. Fix number 6. Tuned mass damper inspection. Some performance brake systems use tuned mass dampers mounted directly to the caliper. These small weighted dampers are designed to cancel vibration frequencies before they become noise. If the rubber deteriorates, the damper stops functioning properly and can even create additional rattling. And here's the mistake many technicians make. They remove the damper entirely. That usually makes the squeal even worse because the system loses its vibration control completely. Fix number 5. Leading edge chamfer. Square-edged brake pads often create squealing during the first instant of brake application. This happens because the entire pad face slams into the rotor at once. A simple chamfer, a small 45-degree bevel on the leading edge, allows smoother engagement. Instead of abrupt contact, the pad gradually increases pressure across the rotor surface. This reduces chatter, lowers noise, and improves brake feel. Many premium pads come pre-chamfered for exactly this reason. Fix number 4. Stop using copper grease. Copper grease was common decades ago. Modern brake systems are different. Copper compounds can interfere with ABS wheel speed sensors and even contribute to electronic braking issues. Worse, they can react with aluminum calipers and create galvanic corrosion that destroys components over time. Modern ceramic brake lubricants are safer, cleaner, and designed specifically for today's braking systems. If you still use copper grease on brakes, it's time to stop. Fix number 3. Brake dust purge. Brake dust is more than a cosmetic issue. That black buildup contains abrasive particles from the pad material itself. Inside the caliper bracket, accumulated dust restricts pad movement and creates uneven pressure during braking. That uneven movement becomes vibration and squealing. The solution is a full brake dust purge using brake cleaner and compressed air. Clean every bracket slot, slide channel, and contact point thoroughly. This simple maintenance step can make old brakes feel dramatically smoother and quieter. Fix number 2. Caliper seal retraction failure. Inside every brake caliper is a square-cut rubber seal that helps retract the piston after braking. Over time, heat and brake fluid exposure harden the seal. The piston stops retracting fully, leaving the pad lightly dragging against the rotor all the time. That constant contact creates excess heat, faster pad wear, reduced fuel economy, persistent squealing. The permanent solution is a full caliper rebuild with new seals and dust boots. On high-mileage vehicles, this problem is extremely common. Fix number 1. Abutment clip tension reset. This tiny component causes an unbelievable amount of brake squeal. Abutment clips hold the brake pads tightly inside the bracket while absorbing vibration. But after years of heat cycles, the clips lose their spring tension. The pads begin moving slightly during braking. That tiny movement creates high-frequency vibration, and that vibration becomes squeal. The fix is simple, but incredibly effective. Replace all abutment clips with brand new ones and apply ceramic brake paste where the pad ears contact the clips. Fresh clips restore proper tension. The ceramic paste absorbs remaining vibration. Together, they eliminate one of the most frustrating brake noises drivers experience. Your brakes are not just another car part. They are your vehicle's last line of defense. Every squeal, vibration, scrape, or grinding sound is the system trying to warn you that something needs attention. Some fixes on this list take 10 minutes. Others require serious mechanical work. But understanding these warning signs can save you from massive repair bills and potentially something far worse. So next time you hear brake noise, don't ignore it. Find the cause before the problem finds you. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe for more deep automotive content, and comment below which of these brake fixes surprised you the most. Drive safe, stop safely, and I'll see you in the next one.